Today we're looking at making some drawer pulls. These are offcuts. It's hard for me to throw anything away. I want to make some. Here's a piece. These ain't big enough for anything else, but so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to take this in there, and we'll see if we can't. That's way too much, but I'm going to take this in there and look at it and see if we can't make some drawer pulls today. We're here, I've got there's plenty to choose from here. I'm gonna decide which way I'm gonna go with this thing. We'll probably cut it down to 1.5 inches square. Hopefully I can get a drawer pull 1.25 inches. I'm sure I can find something here. See, we can come in here and have, this is 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. I can come in here and cut 1.5 inches. I can probably get 2 out of that. Yeah, no. Be close. But then I might get 1 out of this end. We'll cut down what we can, but then we got all of this. It's got 1.75 inches. So I'm gonna cut some down 1.5 inches square and see if we can't come up with some blanks. We're making drawer pulls for the dry sink. 2 pulls for the drawer and actually 1 for the door. So that's 3 I'm trying to make. So I got me a piece of offcut. I've got it 1.5 inches square, probably 3 inches long. That don't matter because this thing, no, like 4.5 inches. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make my inch. That's plenty of room to get your finger behind it. And I got 1.5 inches, so I'm shooting for 1.25 inches when I get it like I want it. So let's get it round and we get her measured off. Okay. Now that I got it round, I'm gonna cut it. I got my caliper set for the 1.25 inches that I'm looking for. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a parting tool. I'm gonna go ahead and get it to 1.25 inches. Now, like I say, I wanted 1 inch out, which I am just right there for the inch. So I'm gonna take it back 1 more, cause I gotta part that thing off. That should give me enough room now. So I still got more. Okay. So So this is going to be the depth of it. Actually, it ain't quite going to be. I'm going to have it just a little bit less than that. It's actually going to be about 3/4. So I'm going to put me another one at 3/4 just to see. So I would like for it to be right in here. Actually, somewhere between the two would be fine. So I got 1.25 inches, so now I'm going to start doing my taper for the knob. So here we go. I parted off right there. That is what I'm hunting right there. So let me do a little sanding. Then we'll texture it. Let's do a little sanding. See, I've got it here. Here it is. Got a dowel where I get that cove good. All right. Now let's take a look at. Oh yeah. Now what I want to do, we'll need to part that off. Now what I want to do is do this texturing. This oak, you might not be able to see it too good, but by the time the stain gets on it, we'll be good. All right, here we go. Let me part that off and we'll take a look at that. I don't know how well it's going to pick up on the camera. Well, so let me, so let's let that thing, we'll part this thing off. Okay, I'm going to try to catch it. Okay. if you can see it texturing or not. Time you get that stain on that thing, it's gonna pop, I believe. So basically what's gonna happen, that thing gonna set. I think we're gonna be fine. Of course, I'll have 3 of them. One will be down there and one will be on each side. That's gonna look fine. So we got the drawer knobs turned. I hadn't figured I'd go ahead and drill the holes and mount them. They're gonna be mounted with screws, so I can take them back off. And I probably will take them back off and do the staining then. That's what I'm thinking about now. So basically I'm just going halfway and about 2.5 inches in. That's what most of the pictures and stuff that I've seen look like about what they're doing. And I got a bigger drill bit that I'm gonna go through this with. This will grab, but not very much. And then I got a smaller bit that I'm gonna drill into here with, in the knob with, because it is. I mean, you're right at the end of the. See how it tapers down. Don't want to break it, but I want it to hold to it. I don't need to be stripped out. So let me drill these holes right here. Then I'll drill the holes here. And it shouldn't take but a minute to mount these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a board and hold it on the inside. We don't need it blowing out. So I'm going to try to hold this as straight as I can. Now, let's see if we can't. We might need to go a bigger screw. I don't know. Where'd it go? There it is. Here it comes through. Tell you what, let me, I got a little budding gun. Let's just put it to use. You want to? Now, what I can do, I could take a smaller drill bit. Well, I don't want to go all the way through on this thing, so let's just mark it. Got some tape, and we'll mark some a depth gauge. So I'm gonna stop. I'll tell you what we got sticking out. We got a tick over 1/2 inch. I'm talking about not hardly a 16. That's just about what I got right there. So what I need to do, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. That's gonna work fine. Kind of work the screw back out. Give me a bigger screwdriver. Yeah, work itself back out. bigger. Yeah. Let me drill a little bigger hole. We get a bigger drill bit. I just brought all the drill bits. Well, that's what I done. I thought it might have been a little small. If you start when it's too big, after you drill, it's too late. So, see that thing. Okay, that's gonna work. Drill that out a little bit further. That's too much. That's not enough steel. We go up one more size. Good thing I brought one. Let's try that again. I better sneak up on it. This might be it here. Yeah, that's gonna be it right there. So that's got one. We'll get this other in right quick. Let's go where you catch this. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go see what this is going to look like in the dry sink. Yeah, that's going to work fine. Let's get the one on the door now. So it looks like we've got that part of it. Of course, I'm going to take them off. And whenever I do the front of the drawer and the tile rack and all, I'll have it. I'm going to make me something where I can set them up on the bench right here. And when I get ready to do the staining, I'll stain them too. But it's taking shape more all the time. So I made some of these little blocks. I'm doing the drawer stops. And I got the distance, I cut the distance where I needed them, marked them where they go, and I'm gonna put them in there, and the drawer face will stop exactly where I want them to put it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. But they will sit right back there, just like that. I'm gonna screw them in, and what we can do, that takes care of the drawer stops. It up. And that's actually all it's going to take. So let's give this a try. Oh, there it is. So now, now it stops up here where it's supposed to. So that's took the care of the drawer stops. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do about I got to do something right here. Well, let me get that light out of there. A battery went dead in I got a rigid light. Well, it's good light, but he really likes batteries. So what I'm looking at is here is where this thing, so I'm going to make some kind of stop and where to hold these doors in place. I think I figured it out. I'm going to put me a screw right here, and right up under here I've got me a hook with a magnet. Right here. That is epoxied. Then I'll just screw that up there in the right place. Draw that up, and that magnet will just hold it right there where it should be. Had all this stuff on hand, so I'm gonna try it and see if it won't work. This thing ain't setting up real fast. I figure I'll give it plenty of time. It's beginning to get set up. Then I can screw that up in there and put me a screw in it, and it'll come right to the place. That'd save me buying anything for it. If it don't work, I'll just go buy me one of them drawer holds, you know. But anybody, see, what's the old saying? See, my dad used to say this all the time. Anybody can take what they need to do something, but it takes heart. So my dad used to say this, and I've heard it 1,000 times, and it's right. Anybody can take, if they got something to do and they need to build something or what have you, and if anybody can do that with what they need, with what they need. Okay, I have completely messed that all up. All right, anybody can build something with what they need. But it takes somebody who knows what they're doing to build something with what they've got. When you have to do with what you got, him and my wife had a cousin. It was amazing. They could take a pile of junk and make something anybody would want. You know what I mean? My wife's cousin built a forklift. Not the only thing he got was the mask, you know, but he got a truck rear end, flipped it upside down, a 2-ton truck rear end. He got him some beams, pulled the motor out of an old car. I'm telling you, it was amazing. And that was his loader at the sawmill. My dad built I don't know what year this was, but it was a one winter. He was working out in this little old shop. I mean, his little shop's the size of that my CNC area. The thing about it is, he had a Simplicity Sovereign, and it had belts. It had a drive belt, this belt. It probably had a half a dozen belts to make this thing run, or especially the deck. So he got out there one winter, and he got him a bunch of pulleys out of the junk pile. He lengthened the frame 6 inches. Yeah, the lengthened the frame 6 inches. The wheelbase, he lengthened 3 inches. And he put these pulleys, and he got everything like he wanted and got it all welded up. And it took him all winter, but he got this thing with one belt on off. One belt did it all. And he's so proud of that thing. It's cold, it was winter, so it looked kind of rough. But then once he painted it, and it come spring where it's warm, he painted that thing. It looked like. So me and him had to go to town for something. He stopped by Co-op, and there was a Simplicity dealer. Well, he wanted to see it. He said he heard that they just rolled out the new line of Simplicity lawnmowers. So he went up there and looked at it, and dang if Simplicity didn't do the exact same thing he did. It was amazing. I mean, the exact same thing. Wow. He was sharp. He was on that kind of stuff. You wasn't going to beat him. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. I don't know. I guess when I found all this stuff, and it made me think of that. Of course, I'm nowhere near the level he was at. It was mind-boggling. He'd leave you at every winter. He'd think about it, and he'd bill that dude. He'd do something every winter. And buddy, I tell you what, he was jaw-dropping. I'm telling you, he was. And my wife's cousin, they're both dead and gone now. But my wife's cousin could do the same thing. So think about it a few minutes, and buy dogs, make it work. They were good. They were good at what they did. They're just natural. But his saying was, anybody can build something with what they need. But it takes someone to know what they're doing to build something with what they've got. That's the saying. So I will leave that with y'all until the next time. And when we come back, we'll work on the towel rack. I call it the superstructure. And then once we do that and get the thing stained, we'll call this thing done. And it's been a long time coming. For one reason or another, I had to pull off for this or that, this and that. But for the ones that stayed with me through the whole thing, they understand. So I'm going to leave that with y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe.